In order to understand complex issues and notions, you have to have more of an attention span than 5 seconds, or 3 seconds, or 7 seconds, however long it takes you to get bored and do this. Congratulations, truly, you're in the top 95% of people when it comes to attention spans. I figured it out. I know exactly why this country's being screwed over and why it's actually not the people you think it is. So, ladies, gentlemen and Pikachus, without further ado, let's talk about the social media brain rotting effect and why it's so detrimental for our society. To start with, let's have a look at some of the social media. So the one that's famous and popular at the moment is TikTok. You look at the screen and all you're doing is swipe, 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 swipe. That's all you do. Until you find something that you agree with, then you'll watch it, and at the end it automatically will swipe for you. So the only interaction you have as a TikTok user is saying nope, 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 nope. Okay then. When it agrees with you, do you see what's happening there? You're learning nothing. You're learning nothing new. You're avoiding sources of new learning. People that could criticize your viewpoint or bring new learning to you that might confuse you or make you feel like your position is less solid, it creates fear and doubt. And you don't want that. You want to avoid that. Swipe, so you avoid it, and then you see the next one. Oh, this is more of the same. Swipe, 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 swipe. And then you'll see a really well-produced, natty piece of content which agrees with you and looks kind of like something you might do if you were a content creator, and you just watch that over and over again. But the problem is, in order to understand complex issues and notions, you have to have more of an attention span than 5 seconds, or 3 seconds, or 7 seconds, however long it takes you to get bored and do this. Now, I road tested this. I did a video earlier in the week, and I purposely made a 10-second silence at the beginning of the video with just the title on the screen. Nothing else was happening. And I looked at the analytics stats after the next day, and out of the first 15 views, 13 people navigated away before the end of the first 10 seconds. It was like 4 or 5 seconds for most of them. That's like 94% of people. Fucking terrible. That's the reason our country's screwed. It's not because we have bent politicians or useless police and a law that doesn't support the civilian. That doesn't help. But that is a symptom. All those things are a symptom of the wider problem, and that is people aren't paying attention. Like, remember that meme from 2016, which is like, if you don't think this, you're not paying attention. If you haven't complained about this, you're not paying attention. That came about because people knew about this problem back then, before social media was really this big snowball that you couldn't avoid, you know, that linked into every part of your life. It wasn't like that. It was like Facebook and Twitter. You know, it was fast growing, but it took a while to grow. It wasn't like TikTok where it just appeared and then overnight was huge and everyone was addicted to it. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. That's the reason we're seeing all these problems. And that's the thing we have to solve. Social media addiction and brain rotting in the young. Because they've always had that. They've never known any different. Like I was telling someone earlier, when I left school at 16, I'd already had a job for a year on a Saturday in a phone shop, and I bought myself a mobile phone with my wages. It took me ages to save up for. And then when I had my mobile phone, it couldn't even do a text message. It literally had one thing that it could do, and that was call people. Oh yeah, it had a clock on it. That was it. And it was like one of the most expensive things you could buy. Now, being a 16-year-old, guess what? I didn't have anyone to call. There was no social media. There wasn't even text messages, and nobody had phones. Like me and my dad were the only people I knew who had phones, and I only got it to show off because I wasn't popular or anything. I just thought, you know, I'd be a tech guy. That's what I'm into, so that's what I did. But think about today. That doesn't happen. You don't get 15-year-olds working on a Saturday for a year for cash so that they can save up and buy a new piece of technology. They don't need to do that anymore. New technology is given to them for free, and they just use it willy-nilly. They'll use it constantly. That's the free-to-buy model. You don't pay initially, you pay as you go without realizing. And that's what's happening with the social media, is they're paying for this stuff with their attention. It's going out of them and it's being transmitted over the internet into data, which is enriching someone else's life at the detriment of you and me and everyone else in your life and this country. So yeah, without wanting to sound like a, I always get called this a decrepit old boomer who doesn't know anything, clueless, brainwashed sheeple. There's a load of other crap that I get accused of being because I don't agree with this stuff and I'm not on social media at all. I use WhatsApp with my friends and that's it. I don't do... This is my social media, really, making these videos. But can you see why it puts us in a war? The youth and the young people who are hearing me say this, if they've even got this far into the video, which I guarantee you 94% of them haven't, they've watched the first 5 seconds and then they've walked off and, they've estimated, they've guessworked through what my real opinion is because they didn't bother to watch it. Then they'll go and chat to all their other social media people about me, and then they'll build up their opinions based on that group, which is already, as we've seen, an echo chamber. They're all the same. They're all children who don't know any better, that have been brainwashed into this stupid ideology or some sort of ideology, and that's what they're going with. And it's propped up by the social media. Half of these people they think they are speaking to and they respect and listen to, they're not even fucking real. They're fake accounts, which is made incredibly easy to do now with ChatGPT and tools like this. It's quite easy to get ChatGPT to scan someone's social media, pull out all the information and fake being that person in real, and you will not be able to tell they're doing it. It's got the same pictures, it's got up-to-date posts, and they're adding to more, continuing the sentence. It's what large language models were made for. Taking a piece of text and then carrying it on as realistically as it can. And trust me, if you've been on Facebook for 20 years, or if you've had a TikTok account for 4 years, or even if you've had Reddit account for 6 months, in that 6 months, if you've used it every single day, you've given a massive bible of your personal data away for free to people who basically hate you and know this is destroying you, because in their country their children are not allowed to see any of that stuff. In fact, they barely use it. They don't use TikTok the way that you use it, or any social media. Most of our social media is banned over there. Facebook has its own Chinese Facebook we can't access, that can't access us. It's a closed net system. But we don't have that excuse here. We don't have a closed net system. We've just got closed net moron children who don't know any better. Like, it's not their fault, if you like. It's just they've been grown up, they've been brought up, if you like, on social media, and their actual real life social skills have fucking plummeted. They don't know how to meet people now. They don't know how to chat up girls or boys if they're a girl. They don't even want to go outside. A lot of them would rather just VR headset, phone, and live like that and go nowhere. And that's exactly what's causing all these problems. A lack of attention span, leading to a lack of education, leading to a desire for older, more experienced speakers who sound confident to lead them, leading to the sheeple social media brain rot effect that I described. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Social media is extremely bad for every single person who uses it, regardless of what their excuse is. Oh, I need to use it for work. No, you don't. Oh, I wouldn't have a social life without it. You don't have a social life with it. You're just doing this. So, yeah. Really think about that. The next time you see something, you go, oh, this country's turned into shit, and this politician did it, or this police officer did it, or this guy, or that woman, or it's someone else. It's like, no. If you're the kind of person that does nothing but spend their life complaining on social media, even like me, if you just make the odd video and you don't have any social medias, if you're not careful, it becomes a hobby rather than a truth-finding exercise. It's just something fun that you do with your social group, your echo chamber, and you'll slowly close the gates off to anyone else. Like they all do. So don't be fooled by that. Please think it through. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you delete all your social medias, which you will if you got any sense. And I'll see you in the next one. And hopefully some of you will go outside into real life and have a social life out there. I know it's difficult. I have real problems meeting people that I want to be and remain friends with. But the fact of the matter is, if I stop trying and I do this, I've got 0 friends for the rest of my life. Despite having a Facebook page that says I got 4,500 friends, Saturday night comes along, my phone's fucking quiet. Those 4,500 people aren't real. So now that I've got rid of them and I've got like 8 real people, my phone is constantly ringing. I've never ever got, no one to hang with or nowhere to go. So don't need social media and neither do you. So that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.